Hey Revs fans, you're in for a treat today. Welcome to Coffee with the Coach, fueled by Dunkin. I'm Elizabeth Pehota alongside New England Revolution head coach Bruce Arena ahead of the Revs matchup against Nashville SC on Saturday. Coach, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Coach, the Revs are coming off of a big 2-0 win at DC. Post-game, you said that this is the most complete 90-minute performance the group has had to date. What was different about this game?
Well, I think we had control of the game, although it was scoreless into the 80th minute or so. I think what we wanted to do on both sides of the ball was there, and our team was confident that we could get the goal and get the 3 points on the road. So, to me, it was a complete performance. We did a good job in keeping the ball, creating goal-scoring opportunities, defending well as a team. So, those are all positives, and I thought for the first time this year, we were fairly consistent over 90 minutes.
With all of those positives and the win, what were the emotions in the locker room after the game?
A lot of tired players. Those are the emotions. We were very fatigued, traveling on the day of the game. Never makes it easy, and the guys had to work real hard, and they had to concentrate and have a great physical effort over 90 minutes. So they were exhausted, but they were certainly pleased, and I think in particular the players were happy for Adam getting a goal, for Pehota performing the way he did in the last 15 minutes or so of the game. So it was a really positive performance by the team.
You mentioned the players that came off the bench to score those goals. 3 goals in the last 4 games have actually come from players that come in then. How have you motivated them as they provide that spark?
Well, if you want to have a good team, it takes more than 11 players. And, we've been talking to them all year about the fact that we need to have a complete team and we need to have players ready when they're called upon. And the players have grasped that concept. And no player is ever pleased not to be in the first 11. But when the opportunity comes to get on the field, they have a job to do, whether it's to help us protect the lead or to get a goal. And the players are beginning to understand that, and the performances over the last couple of weeks have been good.
You mentioned the performances over the last few weeks. The Revs win at DC, coupled with their recent victory against Montreal, were the group's first back-to-back wins of the 2020 season. How galvanizing were these 2 performances?
Well, it's important. This is the most critical time of the year now. We're closing out the regular season. We're trying to position ourselves not only to make the playoffs, but to be in a good position in the playoffs. And now we're 5th, I believe, in the Eastern Conference. And we have our sights on moving up the ladder a bit. So winning games is certainly important, and the next game against Nashville is going to be critical if we aspire to challenge to be in the top 4 spots.
To move up that ladder, how can this group cement their place in the playoff standings?
Well, pretty clear. Win games, score goals, and continue to play well defensively. If I'm not mistaken, over 14 games, I think we've conceded 11 goals, and we still think as a team we could have conceded less. So we've had a good defensive performance, which is a real turnaround for the Revolution. We're a good team now defensively. If we get in the right kind of rhythm in the attack and continue to score goals, we're going to be hard to beat.
You mentioned the team's solid defensive performances. This group now has 5 shutouts today, and in the last 3 games specifically, you've only conceded 1 goal. What's enabled this success defensively?
Well, I think it's a collective effort. I think from the front line back to our goalkeeper, everyone is moving together, understanding their roles, supporting each other on the field, getting in good spots. And when we have a breakdown, we have a very good goalkeeper that can come up and make some big saves. So it's been a collective effort, and hopefully we can continue with that.
With the collective effort, this team has scored 5 goals in the last 2 games. What's allowed this attack to start to click?
Well, I think Lee Wynn has helped us. I think Tommy McNamara as well has been a good addition. We've made a couple of changes. We brought in Tajon Buchanan into the first 11. He's done very well. He's been threatening. Teal Bunbury, as usual, is threatening through 90 minutes. Gustavo has welcomed the opportunity to play as a number 9 and has done well. Adam and Pehota can contribute coming off the bench with Diego as well. So it's been a lot of people that have helped improve our attack.
You've mentioned people improving the attack. Midfielder Matt Polster unfortunately took a cleat to the head against DC during a challenge. He said on Monday that he has a concussion. How is he doing?
He's doing fine. I think in this day and age, it's very important to be smart about head injuries with athletes, as we've seen in all the sports across the board, and we're being very safe about it. There'll be protocols he'll go through, and eventually he'll be tested to allow him to continue to go forward with training and then eventually games. But we believe in a short period of time he'll be back on the field.
Looking ahead at the rest of the season, there's 9 games remaining until decision day on November 8th. What are the keys for this group to keeping up their high-level performances?
Well, as a start, I think we need to win games at home. We've accomplished that the last time. The game coming up against Nashville is going to be critically important. And, we need to try to get 3 points in that game. And then obviously the remaining games at home are going to be important. And we've proven so far that we're a pretty good team on the road as well. So if we can complement performances both home and away, there's no reason to believe we can't continue to move up the ladder.
As this team complements the performances, how likely is it that they're coming into form at the right time?
Well, I think we are because, first of all, it's been such a strange year. Those 2 games we had in the end of February and March kind of passed us, then the 4 months off, and then the exercise in the bubble or Orlando. It just seems like we've never gotten into the season in a rhythm. And then getting back from Orlando, it wasn't great to start. But we've managed to hang in there, and now we're starting to complement each other on the field, and we're starting to look like a real team. So I'm hopeful that means we're getting into the right kind of form to close out the regular season.
The Refs have faced many of the same opponents due to the limited regional travel. However, we'll face a new team on Saturday as Nashville visits Gillette Stadium. What challenges do Nashville pose?
Well, they're an expansion team, but they play with a lot of veterans, and I know the 2 center backs quite well, Zimmerman and Romney, who played for me at LA, and Dax McCarty's one of the best 6s in the league. I can't remember the exact pronunciation of their designated player, their number 10, Mukhtar. Mm-hmm. He's been a very good player. Their goalkeeper, Joe Willis, has been solid. So they're a team that's played very well at home. They've collected a decent amount of points, and they're right in the playoff picture. So they're going to be tough to play against. But Dax does an excellent job, and any team that has 2 solid center backs and a goalkeeper are going to be tough to beat. And I imagine that's going to be the case on Saturday.
Coach, best of luck against Nashville on Saturday, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by Coffee with the Coach, fueled by Dunkin. Until next time.